Hey everybody, it's Steve and Caleb from Brownells, and today we're on location here in Grinnell, Iowa at Iowa Valley Community College. We're here to check out the gunsmithing program of all things.
We are, Steve. So we're going to come inside. Y'all are more than welcome to come with us. We're going to do a full tour.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet up with Matt Ostrander, their program director, and go from there. So let's go ahead and head on inside.
All right, after you.
Yeah, I'm going to go first.
All right, so here we are inside the gunsmithing school, and I've got Matt Ostrander here, head honcho. And Matt, can you tell us just a little bit about the program?
Sure. So the Gunsmith Tech program started in 2013. We revamped it and remodeled it in 2021. And the guys come in here. It's a 5-semester program, accredited. It's one of just a few in the United States that actually do both of those things, gunsmithing and accreditation. They have 5 semesters, fall, spring, summer, fall, spring. And right now, my students are working on their 1911 builds.
Nice.
So.
All right. And so you mentioned earlier you don't have a full house, right? So
not right now. No, not over the summer. Over the summer, we're kind of a skeleton staff, skeleton crew, because my guys, my sophomores have already graduated and my freshmen are busy trying to become sophomores. My new batch of freshmen come in August 31st this year.
Okay, awesome. So let's just kind of start with where your freshmen are right now, and just give us a rundown.
Let's take a look.
Let's go take a look at what they're working on.
All right.
So feel free to kind of wander around, do what you need to see and do. Ask them questions. They'll tell you what they're working on. Mostly they're fitting their sear to their triggers and their thumb safeties to their sears and magazine releases to the frames. Most of them have already got all their grip safeties already fitted to the frames. They have to do a 220 thou or a 250 thou radius on their frames for the different aftermarket grip safeties that you'll see the most of in the market today. We're busy waiting on slides right now, and we'll start getting those fitted hopefully the end of this week. So.
Okay, so with these freshmen here, how long ago did they start?
They started in August of last year. So they've had 2 semesters under their belt. They get a basics in metalworking, bench metal class, hand filing, basics in metallurgy as far as tempering, as far as annealing, and all things steel related, and how to read different steels and what the different types of steels they have to use for different processes. They make everything from screwdrivers and wood chisels to their own personal springs for different projects. They get a little bit of everything. Their first real taste of gunsmithing comes in the way of a muzzleloader kit. Okay. So they have to do just a real basic muzzleloader kit, bare wood, bare steel, and they have to fit it, finish it, and marry it all together. And then in their second semester, they get a basic repair class. And when we go into the vault, you'll get to see all the different firearms that they get to take apart and use during their whole second semester here. Okay. And part of that also is they have a whole semester on their lathes and a whole semester on their mills. And I've got one of my freshmen right now practicing cutting different dovetails into a piece of 1-inch round stock right now, but getting ready to cut dovetails for his slide when they get them in.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's go take a look at those lathes, Steve.
All right.
They're all neat and lined up.
On our way. On our way.
The shop is still clean. So
it is clean. It's very clean.
We'll get that. But yeah, real basic Acer mills and Acer lathe. They're plus or minus 2 thou. We have one set up for a metric system, but by and large, they all have 3 and 4 jaw chucks. Behind you, we can go peek into the tool crib. So they have most of the attachments that they need to do everything gunsmithing related. And they do everything from turning barrels to threading and cutting chambers to, like I said, cutting dovetails and doing different things on the mills and the lathes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's, exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
But so I remember the first time I came in here, this isn't our first time here, but this is our first time doing video here. I expected it to be a lot less, but it's even way bigger than I thought it was. And I say a lot less, I mean like smaller, less quantity.
Right.
It used to be only 1/3 of the size when they first started. Part of our remodel was our extension, and we got a couple more mills. We've expanded into another room that you can't even see. It's down the hall from us a little ways. We absorbed a computer lab into our polishing and finishing room now. What is now our vault used to be an old hallway, the back entrance to the admin office. We have our own HVAC system for our vault so that student and customer guns don't get rusty over the time that they're not being used. Yeah, it's expanded a lot. You are only 25 credits away from having a machinist certification. So we are what they call in articulation with Marshalltown Community College. So they can go up there and in 2 semesters they can finish their tool and die certificate. We're in the process and the final steps of articulating with Indian Hills Community College down in South Iowa for the exact same thing. They have a machinist program and they want to send students to us and we want to send students to them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So if I were finishing something like this, there's no reason not to go get that certification.
Absolutely not. It makes you almost priceless in the job market today. Not only as a gunsmith, but also as just a machinist. It opens so many doors for you. So if you don't start your own business right away, at least you can work for somebody else while you're starting it. And a good gunsmith, especially on these older guns, you got to make a lot of your own parts. There's not a whole lot of parts available anymore, or if they are available, they've already been fitted to something else. So it's sometimes just easier to start from scratch. So many of my students will come in here and turn down their own receiver bolts and screws because they just can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah, that's I mean, excellent knowledge to have.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked as a machinist in that little gap between Gunsmith shop and Brownells.
Yeah. So yeah, and we work on all types of guns here. We from lever actions and revolvers to bolt actions and 1911s and everything in between. Like any other gun shop, we when we are open to the public, we get a lot of single shot and pump 22s and shotguns. It seems like everybody has their 120, 130-year-old single shot top break shotgun that they want restored or refinished.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's so much of that, especially I think in the South. Like gunsmithing in Louisiana, it was just all these old, obsolete, like, hey, I need this fixed. There's no parts, you have to make them.
Yeah, you have to make your own parts. We've had the old drillers in here, and nobody's made parts for that in 100 years.
Yeah.
So you have to make some of your own extractors for it, and so that's where the machining portion of it really comes in handy. And knowing how to read the steel and what steel to grab off the steel rack to get it to work.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's go. Speaking of, finishing parts and whatnot, let's go take a look at that finishing room.
Yeah, let's go take a look at it.
All right.
So lots of belt sanders, grinders. We have a Cerakote oven in here. We upgraded our Cerakote oven so that we could handle both student and customer repairs more what we needed. And so we have a full bank of polishing wheels, a full bank of grinding, and all my woodworking has been moved over into our new area. But we have a hydrosonic cleaner for guys. We have a way bigger spray booth than what I need, but I got that. I can strip old finishes with my media blaster, and then over in the corner is our new handy dandy Cerakote oven, as well as our stovetop where they do a lot of parkerizing on that. And then we also temper our color case hardening in the stovetop as well. So.
All right. So what are you saying? Don't bake cookies in that one?
Don't bake cookies in that one. I mean, you can if you want. It might give you a little touch of something, but it's only partial paralysis.
Yeah,
This is awfully clean for a dirty room.
This is awfully clean for a dirty room. You can see that we installed a Typhoon type system, and that really helped us out a lot. We used to just have piles of shavings all along the back row there. That really took a step in the right direction.
But this is all closed off, so none of that grit is going to get into somebody's stock finish in the other room.
We are completely on our own HVAC system in here. When I first took over the program, the HVAC system was shared with the rest of the school. So whenever we Cerakoted, it would take all the fumes and dump it in the administrative offices, which I found hilarious.
That is hilarious.
But they didn't mind it so much. So now we have our own ventilation and HVAC system. So that helps out a lot.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to persuade them to give you the budget to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You find them when they're high.
Yeah. So you mentioned customer guns.
Customer guns. We are open to the public, the general public. This year it'll be September 1st through the 1st of May.
Okay.
And we are open from 9 to 3, Monday through Thursday. And literally like any other gunsmith shop, we take in anything off the street. Customers come in, we do price ourselves about 40 to 50% under market value because they're students. It's my sophomores that's doing all the work. So the guys that are working on customer guns already have 2 or 3 semesters under their belt before they start working on customer guns. I, of course, am looking over their shoulder and helping them out. They do all the appraising. They do all the working with the customer, the student does, and the school pays for the parts. It's no money out of the student pocket. And then they repair it. I go and test fire it, and then they give it back to the customers.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't really get much more hands-on than that for dealing with customers.
Absolutely, and they have to deal with the customers. That's part of their grade. So they're in there asking the right questions or learning to ask the right questions. They're in there interacting with them. They call them and tell them, hey, we found something else in the project that we didn't see before, and we might have to pivot or spend a little more money. So, they have to make phone calls, and then they call the customer when the project is completed as well.
That's pretty rare in a gunsmithing program.
Yeah.
That really is.
I think so, and it was a big step. We have an advisor committee that gets together and they talk about, the different things that they're seeing within the industry. They keep me honest and they keep us prevalent in the gun industry as a whole, what they want to see, where they want the gun industry to go. And this program tries to fulfill that.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, we know a little bit about the committee.
A little bit about the committee.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Steve and I are both on that committee. We have been for 3-4 years now.
3 or 4 years now.
Full disclosure.
Yep.
Yeah, full disclosure.
So yeah, and appreciative that you guys have it. We have a good group of guys that are helping out. Not a lot of programs get that level of talent on their committee.
Right.
And it keeps us also honest with the Department of Education that we can go to the state and say, hey, we are staying relevant. We are doing what the industry needs us to do. We're not just here doing whatever it is we do or other gunsmiths do.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
But we've had plenty of guys come from local gunsmith shops that come in here. They either want to take a few classes or they take the whole program and they either go back to the gunsmith shop where they were at or they end up starting their own gunsmith program. And that's part of the program here is we get small business startup, intro to entrepreneurship, and personal finance to help get them started on their own business path.
Okay. So in regards to that, they can just someone can come in and take a select class?
Not yet. We're working towards that.
Gotcha.
We have only had one student do that. That came down. He wanted to take select classes and then he went on his way. But he understood he was not getting the degree out of the deal. And you have to work your class schedule around the rest of the program. Because I'm one of one right now, I can only teach certain classes a certain time of the year. I don't have multiple of the same class going on. So,
right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where to next?
Where to next? Let's just go poke our heads in the vault and see what the kids are playing with today.
All right.
Sounds good.
So it's about half empty right now, or as Caleb likes to say, it's half full.
It is half full.
It is half full, right? So everything on would be your left all the way back here to the back. These are all either student-owned guns or school-owned guns. Some of them have come through donations. Some of them the school has bought out estates and various other places. They have free and full access to all of these guns on this side, the students do. So during their freshman year, the part of their grade is that you take apart at least one of every different style of gun in here, whether it's a revolver, falling block, bolt action, pump, whatever, and you take it apart to its smallest spring and screw, and then you tell me in detail, you write it all out or you can type it, and tell me how it exactly works. What spring is putting pressure on the other spring? What is returning the sear to its original position? How in detail does the cycle of operations work? And then they put it all back together, hopefully. Being freshmen, a lot of times they need help getting it back together.
Right, that's what they were doing this spring?
This last spring, yep. That's what exactly what they were doing. On this side, this is more big ticket items. This is things that these are the guns that the customers didn't get to pick up before the school closed for the summer, right? So we're not open to the public during the summer. So we've got a fire survivor that got restored. We've got a double barrel shotgun that's getting the stock repaired. Pump shotguns that wouldn't even open, the action wouldn't even open. And then other shotguns that the customer he likes to let us clean it at the end of each deer season, or do basic maintenance to get him ready for the next deer season. We have a few of those. A couple of our other fire survivors were a pair of Winchester shotguns. You guys want to do some up closes so you can see some of the wood? These were completely charred when we got them in, and they were completely rusted over. And now we've re-blued them, we've re-Cerakoted where we needed to, and we've refinished the wood stocks on them. Okay. Another one that we did that was a fire survivor is this old Remington 700 in '06. And then the student went forward and went ahead and blueprinted the action, and he went ahead and jeweled the bolt that wasn't done, and then he bedded the action. And then he decided he wanted to do a parkerizing finish and then Cerakote over the parking finish to kind of give it more of a matte classic look.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Before they leave here, they do have to use our hot bluing. They have to do a cold blue, they have to do a parking, and they have to do a Cerakote. So I have to see them do everything with finishes. But the only thing we're not set up for is diamond light coating and things like that.
Right.
So, what's required for the wood then?
The wood is first of all, is the muzzleloader kit. So this is the first time they get a chance at woodworking, right? Just a real simple, basic fitting and finishing of the wood. And then, Caleb, I want to come behind you here.
Yep, go ahead.
And then right here, this is for a Mauser 98. We get these out of from Show Me Stocks out of Missouri. He picked up a lot of the business from Fajan when Fajan went out. And so he does about a 75-80% inlet, and then they have to finish inletting. They have to do something, whether it's checkering and or a shadow line on the stock. They have to fit a rubber stock to the wood stock. It has to follow the correct lines that the stock already has. It can't just be squared off like you see a lot of basement guys do.
What's old school gunsmithing? Yeah.
What kind of butt pads do y'all typically use?
Packmeyer, usually.
Okay.
We also do use the decelerators a lot.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah, just real basic.
Okay.
You know, they get to go to Brownells and pick out things. You guys work really well with the students. In fact, you guys have whole package deals now that our students, it's a one-stop shop that they get most of the tools they need, most of the supplies they need, and then they get I think it's a 10% discount on anything in the store or anything in the shop that they need for the school.
Well, they should. We're neighbors. So.
Yeah, and you guys did help us start the program back in the day. You guys had a lot to do with getting the original machines in, and then you guys said, hey, you guys are here to use it or lose it, and then you guys walked away and let us do our thing. But that was all before I even got here. So, but yeah, so they have to free float the barrel. They have to, at a minimum, aggreglass the action. I always encourage them to do pillars on it as well, and then I don't usually let them buy pillars. I make them machine it because, hey, you're a machinist now. You can machine your own pillars on the lathe, and so we do a lot of that as well.
That's why our pillar sales are so bad right now.
Yeah, we don't have. Here, give it a couple months. We'll get those pillar sales back up, or not, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and when they're doing the bolt action, this, of course, is one of our Mauser 98s. That is an example of what they would start off with. That is what the school provides them with.
Oh.
We provide them with the wood stock. That's a Doomlin Mauser. Sargo had a bunch of those.
That's all set up already, safety and all.
Safety and all. It's almost cheating.
Yeah.
Almost. It's not quite, but it's almost.
Well, until you go to the inletting, then it ain't cheating anymore.
No, and then it's not cheating at all. So you got to inlet the stock. You got to do a hand rubbed oil finish on it. There's a little bit of creative freedom, but by and large, there's things that I got to see them do and I want them to do to get out the door. You know, back in the day, that was the pinnacle. That was, you had made it moment was when you could do a full tilt custom rifle, bolt action rifle. Yep. We kind of still hang to that, but we're kind of moving into lever actions a little bit because that's where the market is too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, is it ever.
Yeah, lever actions seem to be hot.
They're hot.
In fact, I talked to Mick McPherson a couple weeks ago down in New Mexico, and I think we're going to look more into, he's got a whole book on just custom building lever actions.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to look into that and see if I can't get more of his books up here for the students.
I'm sure he could make that
I
happen.
bet he could really make that happen. But let's see, where do we want to go next? Let's go poke in, take a peek at the tool crib here so you guys can kind of see the tooling that the students are working with.
All right, excellent.
This, once upon a time, was the old vault. The old vault had a wood ceiling, and it was not climate controlled at all. So we kind of reabsorbed the space and turned it into our tool crib. So we have everything from ring gauges to carbide cutters. When they graduate from the original using just high-speed steel, we make them use their own grinds of high-speed steel. We give them their blanks and we make them grind it for different uses, whether they're cutting threads, whether they're just making a left-handed cutter, right-handed cutter, so on and so forth. They have to make their own tools first. Then they graduate to the store-bought stuff.
Man, this room smells like money.
I was just going to say it smells good in here.
Yeah.
Cutting fluid.
Smells like cutting fluid, carbide, and just it smells expensive.
And all the 4-jaw chucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they get a little bit of everything in here. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So like just literally everything they need.
And then some.
And then some.
And then some. A lot of this stuff, well, I won't say a lot of it, but some of it they'll never even use in a traditional gunsmith form.
True.
But it's good to have for other projects that tie back into gunsmithing. But yeah.
What about their like measuring instruments? Do they provide those, or do you?
So again, that's a package from Brownells.
Okay.
So they do get their own measuring. So they get a micrometer, they get a calipers, your basic measuring. They don't always get depth gauges because I teach them how to use their calipers and their mics for depth gauges.
Sure.
And so they do have to hold once they get past their freshman year to a plus or minus 3 thou tolerances. So plus or minus 3 thousandths of an inch. I can guarantee that on my machines. I have them maintained every couple of years, so I can guarantee plus or minus 2 thousandths on the machines. And so I hold them accountable to that as well.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome. So
Yeah.
you mentioned the wood finishing room was in a different area.
Wood finishing room. Let's go in there. So
Yeah.
it's, again, this isn't even a half full room. This is just a couple machines in there right now. And then
Yeah, he's no longer saying half empty, so I'm having an effect.
you're having an effect. You are getting it.
You have an effect on
I'm
everybody.
what we would call influencing.
Influencing.
Hey,
You are the influencer.
Well, aren't you an influencer?
that's apparently that's a derogatory term, but I don't know.
So this is the new space. So Automotive Tech just remodeled and moved into the whole east end of the building. So in here is where we moved into. And so we got a stock duplicator here. We can start moving building our own stocks now if we need to. This comes in handy during restorations as well. Get a piece of blank wood in here, get the old stock that's pithy, falling apart, long, short. I can do up to 30 inches, I think, in here in this machine. And then just stock duplicator, just like a guitar duplicator or a bunch of other wood duplicators. This thing is getting used a lot. So last semester, once we got it set up and got moved in, that poor little Bosch router hardly turned off at all. They used it a lot in here. So woodworking, as you can see, is being moved in here with our diskers for the different pad sanders and final fitting in here. What else is going to go in here? We got another brand new snap-on type of media blaster. So I don't have a line waiting at the old media blaster anymore. So we'll have 2 media blasters. We're waiting for plant services to come down and plumb the air for that. I'm going to bring my bluing shed inside, so it's now going to be climate controlled instead of just sitting out in the humidity and in the cold.
Okay.
That is also getting converted to natural gas. So originally they were propane. I've already converted the burners to natural gas. We just need to get the licensed people in here to do the plumbing.
That'll be much more economical.
Much more economical, and that will all go against that wall over there behind us. So we'll move things around.
Okay.
Got to get the ventilation system worked out so that we stay
That's
on the up
That's
and up
really
with
important.
safety. Yeah.
yeah.
And so we're dealing with all that. The jet is over there is for their tools. That's what they grind and sharpen all their tools with. So it's got a strop as well as a stone on it. That's a purpose. That's the only thing that thing gets used for is sharpening their tools for milling and lathe.
Very nice.
So, and then I'm sure this will fill up as we get going. Once we start moving, we'll see how it goes. We're on the hook for a new laser engraver, so that'll be one extra option that we can offer not only to teach the students, but give to our customers as well.
Yeah. I see a lot of shops nowadays using laser engravers, not just for laser engraving, but for cutting ports and things like that.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff now. I mean, it's getting better and better all the time.
Oh yeah, you can cut specialty shims and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We can cut it. If we can cut it ourselves, and we are already set up to do a bunch of gold inlaying, so that'll make it even easier.
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah. Other finishes that we all play around with. It's not actually part of the official curriculum, but the students play around a lot with our color case hardening.
Oh,
We do a
boy.
lot of that.
yeah, good.
And they get the bug and they get hooked on it, and then a month later in the semester, and you're still color case hardening everything. It's almost like an addiction to some of these guys. They start playing around with the charcoal ratios, bone to wood, different temperatures, different quench temperatures, and we don't let them play with the poisons though, so no arsenic or
Okay.
anything. So none of that in the
Yeah.
quench, but
Yeah.
so it's just straight tap water for the quench.
Cool.
Yeah, Bobby Tyler better watch out.
Better watch
They
out.
do a good job on a lot of things. I've sent a lot of pictures over to Steve before, and they're doing pretty neat work.
Yeah, it's
in
pretty
here.
impressive,
they get
actually.
pretty good. And the other thing they're learning is that color case hardening as a finish is a kind of fragile. So you got to get a clear coat on it. You got to do something with it. And we've worked with a few different clear varnish products that we're getting pretty happy with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold the,
Something that'll last a
Yeah.
while.
mm-hmm.
Which one's your favorite right now? What's working?
Oh, you're going to ask me that right now?
Well, which ones are you experimenting with? I'll give it.
Is
Throw
it
that out there.
Timberline, Timberwood, Timberwolf, something out of Wyoming right now is the one I'm playing with. I can get you
Okay.
the exact name here.
Yeah, Wyoming timber is what we'll call it in the meantime.
Yeah, well, just in the meantime, that'll go out and they'll wonder why I don't know the name of the products I'm using. But
Oh,
that
boy.
one we just started playing with this last semester, and so far, if we bake it in at a real low temp, it doesn't yellow like sometimes other clear coats will.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be taking a yellow. You get it on there, you let it dry, or real low temp. We're talking like 100, 150 degrees, real low baking temp. And
Yeah.
it
Okay.
doesn't tend to yellow too much.
Awesome.
So, and it helps out a lot holding those colors.
Yeah.
What else, guys? That's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
The only thing that we didn't go look at is the bluing shed. You can see it out the window there, but
That's close
it's
enough.
pretty. If you're not dressed
Yeah,
for
it is.
it'll eat your clothes. You guys know that. So
Right. Yeah. So for those of y'all who don't know, those bluing salts and the fumes are very caustic. That's why it's not just sitting inside somewhere. So
Ventilation is everything.
yeah, we try to stay away from it, especially with video equipment, as much as we can.
Especially
that would eat
video
your
equipment.
It would
Yeah.
eat the inside of that camera like
Yeah.
nothing. So
So we're protecting you.
that's
yeah,
right.
because that's where y'all live, inside the camera. That's,
I've heard you say that before.
have I said that before? Yeah, I'm so weird. All right.
Sometime you talk about the same cell phone that you ignore everybody's text messages on.
I do, yeah. That's myself. I'm a Samsung guy. I like to ignore people on Samsung.
Hey, I'm
Oh.
an Android guy as well.
so yeah, Android. Yeah.
But yeah, that is it. If you guys are interested in the program, it is through Iowa Valley Community College. Gunsmithdegree.com is how you get a direct link to my program.
There you go. Gunsmithdegree.com. That's easy to
Easy
remember.
enough.
Somehow we got lucky and nobody else had that. So gunsmithdegree.com.
All right.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. You want to take us out?
Yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, feel free to drop them down below. As always, if you need help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. And if you're local to the area and you have issues with your firearms, stop on by. These students know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And allegedly, so does Matt even.
Yeah.
I teach it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.